We are in the garage again. Last night was potentially dangerous. My hands got super frozen, so then I got some other gloves. I did indeed lose my gloves. I had them for years, so it's okay. It's quite all right. Let's get this a little lower here. I hear that dog. Fuck that dog. Welcome, Bow Batters. Let me check, see that I'm alive. Yeah, so I'm gonna smoke a cigar again. We're gonna smoke another cigar. A little better equipped today. Got the hat. Actually, I had the hat on today, and I even had the hoodie. I need the hoodie on. Need it on here. It's cold. I don't know if it's colder today than yesterday. I'm not positive of that. So yeah, don't do it. Yeah. So yeah, don't do it. Yeah, that's me. I look mighty cold. That's me. I look mighty cold. I look cold. It doesn't look that bad. Yeah. Watch Timex, cheap Timex. Probably the only Timex or only watch that hasn't gone up in value. Great thing about this one is if they were in dark, it has this indigo. Let's see if I could get you to show it. No, let's see. Let's see if I could show it. Does it come up? No, you can't see it. I need to turn the lights down so you could see it. Like, boop, see? That's how they on the Timex watch, so you could see it. So, there's my. There you go. So yeah, that's a good feature about the indigo. Love the indigo feature on watches. I don't know how much battery power it probably consumes, but it is a nice feature. So yeah, we're gonna smoke another cigar. We're gonna have a cigar, so we'll be here for another hour and a half or so. So get you guys situated. If you do come in, please hit the like button or subscribe. Right, we might talk some MMA. Let me get my UFC stats loaded up and DraftKings over here so that we can talk about it if we want to talk about it. It's up to you guys. It's up to wow, man, this computer. They're just out here just for a short bit because it's metal. Ooh, it's cold. It is cold. We'll see how long I last out here, folks. It might not be, and that's why there were other like samples of cigars that I had. A couple others from Ezra. Oh man, I don't need to verify it to me. You're gonna want to verify it to me on the computer over the phone. Welcome, Bout Betters. What are you guys doing? What's up? We're gonna smoke this cigar here. Another Connecticut shade, has that nice little figurado tip to it. I love how it's closed off. These are. I'm hoping I got them right, and they got to be from Nomad Ezra, because I think I bought them with the package to get free shipping, and hopefully they're not. And I'd feel really, really bad as if they were from Pravada Cigar Club, and I don't think so. I'm hoping I'm correct on those. What's up? I don't even know. Yo, I tried to get you in on there is a way to get you in on a 40831 through YouTube. I think, Joey, there's a way to get you on. I don't know how many people I can get on, but I tried to send you a link. Right, I tried to send you a link. The link, I already canceled the link. That's why the link won't work. It's because I canceled it. I don't know. Let me see if I could get back to it. Oh yeah, share with your audience. No, maybe not. Let me see this, Joey, and then let's see if this works. Did I had to reconnect or something? Matt's Pyro Powerhouse. How are you? What are we talking about? Cigars and mixed martial arts. That's what we discuss here. Cigars. Is he gone already? Cigars. Yeah, MMA picks, right? We're not picking a lot this weekend, man. I'm not like your dog, Joey, somewhat, right? And I made something for that, right? I'm feeling. Oh, Boris is Borishev's this weekend. Is Vladislav Voroshev? He's a dog. Jake Matthews. Yeah, your boy Jake Matthews is. No, you want Prada. Who was it that you? Jimmy Crute is an underdog. Justin Tafa is an underdog. Wiley Zhang turned into an underdog. Man, that's sweet. I'm gonna go with Wiley. Wiley is my pick. Suarez is not gonna unless Wiley is injured. Suarez is not gonna have her way with her. I like that. I like that. I like that quite a bit. And I already lost my parlays with Wiley, so I could just go her. Oh no, he's Jack Jenkins against Gabriel Santos. You know, Jack Jenkins is Joey's pick against Gabriel Santos. Where's Jack Jenkins here? I mean, Gabriel Santos. He lost to Onama, Santos, right? And he lost to Murphy. You know, Jenkins beat Herbert Burns, but that's nothing. He lost to Chip and Marty Sky. Remember that. That wasn't good. He beat Jamal Emmers, which isn't saying very much. Man, that's a tough one there. Joey, that's a tough one. It doesn't look that great. Yeah, the link was to the live, Joey, but I already canceled that. So let me light up my smoke here. Let me get going. Let me start smoking. I ain't got much time before I start to fucking get cold out here. Even though I got back up on my tea, I got back up on the tea. Kickboxer versus BBJ guy. Yeah, but man, my tea's getting cold fast out here, guys. Yeah, so look at nice Figurado. I love that it has that closed top there on the top of the head of the cigar. That helps it light up a little bit better. The sheen is nice. It might be another Connecticut shade. Again, I didn't want to bust out. Some of the other cigars I had were that were test. I got 2 more of these test cigars. Oh, look at how nice that cut comes out with the V cut. With the Corona or this gauge cigar, which is like a 42 to a 44 ring gauge, right? That's the thickness or the diameter of the cigar. The V cut is just fabulous. Like that is like a perfect cut, like for a cigar. You know, that's it keeps the Figurado shape. You don't need to have the flat head on it. It's the best, guys. That works out really good. I'm taking the hometown guy. Well, isn't this? Is this in? Where are they fighting? Where are they fighting at? I should know these things, but I've fallen off. You know, I'm like busy and watching bullshit. Wow, this thing's gonna light up like really easily with that foot, that little cap on the foot. It's gonna light up pretty easily. You see how I keep the flame away from it and I spin it, get a nice charred ring all around, right? Make sure I'm coming all around it and I'm keeping it away from the cigar. Every time I light a cigar, you get a little bit of a lesson because I don't rush them. I always light them the same way. So you got to make sure to have, and then I get the center a little bit, get that center a little charred, rotate that a little bit, right? Get that a little bit there. And it's already lit. I know this already lit. It's a little harsher. Mm. Mm. Yeah. It has a little more sweetness than the cigar yesterday, but it also has a little bit more of peat or just tobacco. Like it's going to be good for me that I'm always right now desiring cigarette tobacco. Mm. Yeah, a lot more leather. Uh, some earth, not as. I don't know if it's as good as the one yesterday. It's not bad. It's just tough to get at with just a couple of puffs on it. But you see, it's ready to go. Well, they're in Australia. How awkward. But I think like what it is that Dana makes contracts with venues worldwide already. He does it in advance, like a year in advance. He's like, okay, we're going to be in Australia for this event. And if there's an Australian champ, there's an Australian champ, but they're going to be there. Just like with Chicago, they plan all the events a year ahead. Shit, if you take those two dogs, Jimmy Crute's so unpredictable lately, and we'll see how you had such Crute at 136, Jack Jenkins, and you know what I would do is I would do the Trixie. I would take Wiley at dog money too, and I would do the round robins. Right? 2-pick round robin, 3 bets. You just throw 10 a piece, so it's like $30, right? On that. $30 potentially can win you 136 profit. $30. So that's not bad. Right? You could do the 1-3 pick parlay at like the $5 mark, right? So that pays out pretty good too. So yeah, I would probably do a Trixie if you're going to do those two dogs and just throw the third dog in there, and go 20 on each on the money line, 10 on the Trixie on the parlays, 2 of them a piece, so it's like 6 bets, is it? Right? So or is it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2? Yeah, 3 bets. And then 1. So doing the Trixie, the genuine Trixie, right, is what I would do. I like the Wiley at that dog money. I'm going to take Wiley at that. I don't know why people are on Suarez. The wrestling isn't. Wiley's pretty good at wrestling. Her wrestling's gotten a lot better. Suarez is going to be a lot bigger, but she doesn't really know how to use her range. All right, she doesn't know how to use that size advantage that well. So we're going to see. We're going to find out this weekend, but I'm on Wei. That's my pick, is Wei. Welcome, Bow Betters. We got 4 people in the house right now. Guys, if you come in, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, hit the subscribe button at least. I got 3 subscribers last night. I appreciate those 3 people, even though they may never come back to the show. I appreciate them. Thank you so much. Yeah, I like the cigar from yesterday a little bit better. This one has a lot more leather. It isn't peppery. It tastes a little greener. It doesn't taste, it's not quite as mature. It's going to do, but it's not as nice of a blend as the last one. It's not as smooth. It has a little elements to it that some notes that, I mean, they're not horrible. It's just more of, I wasn't in the mood for that, right? And we've been having such high quality cigars of late, and everything's been mature. Everything's been properly manicured and taken care of on my end on Norwood Park Rural Cigars, where I purchase the cigars, or even online when I'm purchasing online, like Pravada Cigar Club does incredible shipping. I have a ton of confidence purchasing anything from Pravada Cigar Club, and we'll see as the coming year. I'm going to do something. I'm going to definitely get in there a cigar club. It's only like $30 a month, and I think it's like 4 cigars, and they're going to be premium cigars. And then this year I'm going to try to make it out to Orlando to their smoker, and I highly recommend that too for the price under $70. Like it's 2 evenings of like, and you get like 10 or 12 cigars. It's a no-brainer. Like you're just paying for the ticket. You're basically getting food for free, and or you're paying for some cigars at a discount, right? Great cigars at a discount, and you're getting free food and free drinks. So all you have to do is pay for Airbnb or and your airplane ticket. Shit, I'm there this year for sure. For sure, I'm there. What I'm, yeah, it just has that more of a leather tone. It's very similar to the cigar yesterday. They could have been part of the same blend. For all I know, they could have been identical, almost tobacco, and the difference being the binder or some element of a filter. That's because these were samples, right? These were intended to, or test blends. These were intended to, hey, let's roll this and smoke it and see if it works, if we like it, if we like the other one better. So that's a good contrast because maybe the other one is the one that went into production, right? A lot of these times, a lot of these samples from what I read, they said goes into production. Yeah, let me make sure it was Nomad Ezra. They have a website. Let's see here. Yeah, small batch vintage cigars. That's what they do. Right now they got the dark peanut butter cups. Right? Like they got the dark peanut butter cups right now. Nomad and Friends Club. Yeah, so they got a mix pack there. Yeah, see, so they have these Nomad by Ezra Zion blending sessions. Yeah, so I bought, and they vary, right? I bought a 5-pack of these, and it says this item is all right, so many blends, so little time. Now's your chance to get your hands on the same cigars we're blending every day. It's like being right at the blending table with us, except that you don't have to listen to our lame dad jokes, all right? These are so freaking good. A few things to know. First, these are blending session cigars, not regular production cigars. That's what I'm saying. They're not regular production. They haven't been in a cigar press as long. They're done on the fly to taste the tobacco combination and flavors. If you may have a wavy burn or an open draw, some might even have a rough cap or foot. If it happens, you're down and dirty to the throes of the blending. Just smoke it. You'll like it. It's not about aesthetics. It's about the tobacco. Second, no 2 orders will ever be the same. We have Corojo, San Andreas Maduros, Habano, Connecticut wrappers, and a lot more. Cigars of all shapes and sizes. Yeah, so I think this is the other Connecticut I have. Third, you'll probably get something you recognize. Before there were Nomad Ezra cigar releases, they were blends. Mixed in here are samples from just about every cigar we ever put out to the public. So let the good times roll. So yeah, so right now they have that peanut butter cup. Again, they are known for their small batch, aged cigars. No, Ezra Nomad cigars. Right now they got the peanut butter cups. That would be interesting to test out. And these sample blends are not bad. And then they got some stuff still out there. I like this Nomad. Damn, it's like $10 cigars. The C276. That looks pretty good. How much is the peanut butter cup? Yeah, those are $49 for a 5-pack either. 5-pack as well. Oh, I gotta have it. I don't have money for it, but I gotta have it. The wrapper is a chocolate 11-year-old aged San Andreas Maduro leaf. Binder and fillers are going to be a secret. Full-bodied, aged for 5 to 12 years. Man, I gotta have some of those, man. Fuck. I just can't justify. I gotta buy gun stuff. I gotta buy some mags. I gotta buy ammo. I got to buy fucking food and other shit. I just can't justify buying more cigars. I have cigars, but that's the 12-year-old Maduro San Andreas wrapper. Damn, that's right up my alley. That's my style of cigar for sure. Yeah, so I lost my gloves, but I got one spare. We'll use that. And then one of my work gloves. A work glove. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing, people. Embarrassing. But I didn't accept that I lost, because I have some bigger gloves, but I didn't accept that I lost my daily wearers, my just casual gloves. And this will provide some warmth, like better than just being open. Here's a little trick: when you really want your watch to be seen, yeah, put it over the glove like that. Put it over the glove. And that way your watch will be seen by everyone. I think it's pretty tacky, but so are people that remember people like leave the labels of their coats and jackets, or even their sweaters, they leave the label on there, especially on their suits. So they're like, what are you doing? And, you used to have a patch. You're supposed to remove those, but no, they keep them. So yeah, so this cigar, I could tell just that it probably didn't make production, or maybe it did, depending on what group and who's testing it, and who is their taster, and who's participating in the discussion, right? Like, let me put that boom there. Yeah, it's a little warmer in here today because before I had the garage, the big door open, so a lot of air was able to get in here. And today I'm leaving it closed. I don't care about airflow. If it gets smoky in here, it's going to get smoky in here, and in a couple days it'll all be gone, right? So yeah, there they say look at this. It's coming a little undone, but still not horrendously rolled. The last cigar was well rolled. The one from yesterday, that Ezra cigar, was rolled. But what sucks about buying these is you don't know what they are. You just got to enjoy them. Enjoy them or not enjoy them. This is not bad. It's a 7 just because it doesn't have very refined and defined flavors, right? There's a little bit of sweetness to it, but there's not a lot of oils, not a lot of nut. There's it's a little leathery, which is okay, but it's just a little not dancing on the palate per se. That's not mixing it up, knocking me off my seats and saying, "Oh, this is yummy." Right? Unfortunately, it just isn't that one. So right now it's at a 7. Maybe it could get better. We'll see. But it's a fairly above average smoke, or to average smoke. But, Yeah, so these samples, if it's $30 for 5, right? And that's what I got. So we're looking at $6 a cigar, which isn't horrible, right? We're at that $6 a cigar, but it's unpredictable, right? You don't know what you're getting, but for the price of, and it's premium tobacco, because all they roll and all they have are vintage cigars, right? That's what they do, right? That's what they do. Yeah, they got another Nomad out there. That C276. I got the S307, which is pretty decent, but I'm curious about this C276 and the peanut butter cup. That peanut butter cup sounds fucking fantastic. We're at that $10 mark, and even the $10 per cigar, I can't justify it. I need to get some other things. So it is what it is, guys. I need to get some more ammo. I need to get some couple of magazines, a couple pouches. What else do I need? Yeah, what else did I need? That was pretty much it. Some mags, some pouches. Saving up to buy something else. Buying something that I want and sort of can need or use. But yeah, so it's going to be time. Yeah, just a little young. It has that green sort of taste, but still not bad. Light sweet on the start, green finish with a little leather. Just not knocking my socks off, you know. Then again, it's probably a Connecticut wrapper, which a lot of times I'm not partial to the Connecticut wrappers and the Connecticut cigars, unless we're smoking like some of the ones that we've smoked here before. Look in the past that we have, and I've got some 20 Acre Farms. I got a couple of those. Pomodoro, I got a couple more Pomodoros. Stuck those in the humidor. So I got some Connecticut's, and I also got some Drew Estate, like just the regular Connecticut's, just so I have. But even those, for people that don't smoke, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be giving those out. You know, that's the tough part of having cigars. If you're giving cigars to like novices that don't know what the fuck they're smoking, you're giving them like still a premium $10 plus cigar. I guess that's part of the problem or part of the thing of smoking cigars. That's just par for the course. You're gonna have to take or give a couple to the team. You don't take a couple, but you give a couple to the team. You know, because they're the team, so you still have to give it to them. Yeah, let me see if I can send a link. Nope, start a poll. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we started a poll. Yeah, little young, very green, which isn't horrible, right? Some people might enjoy that. It's almost like not quite a Claro, but it's very green. Still on the tea, people. Can't blow rings anymore. I got the cigars to practice. Ah. So we started the poll. Now, let me see if what is this? What is this? What is that thing? What does that button do? Retouch on. I don't know what that means. Retouch off. Highlight, save your channel, and listen to the video for up to 5 minutes. I have no idea what that is doing. I already have 1 minute of video. It is what it is, people. It is what it is. I sent Joey the link. Yeah. Yeah, I bet they're playing. There's a bunch of simps watch this one woman. She's like not even working out. She puts on makeup, full makeup, eyelashes, glasses, a hat, special outfit, little booty shorts, like jean shorts to go on her runner, and hundreds of viewers, right? Like a bunch of simps over there. She's not talking about anything. They're just watching her. But yeah, that's the way it goes. You're watching somebody in the garage smoking a cigar, some dude in with the leather jacket smoking, old man smoking a cigar, talking about cigars and mixed martial arts. I'd rather look at some tits and ass too. What the hell? And then I actually get bored of that. I get bored of, and then especially when the woman is just like dumb as rocks, or they're not really, or if they're talking even politics, they're still dumb as rocks. I'm like, oh my God. It's like delusional. Man, yeah, I'm liking that peanut butter cups, man. Shit. These are very limited. They're hyping them up. Yeah, they say it exceeded their expectations in terms of a blend. So, man, tough position, but no, I got cigars. I can't even spend any extra money on anything right now. Like I said, if I get anything, it's going to be some ammo and some magazines. Crazy guy. In an ammo pouch. I need an ammo pouch. I mean, not ammo, a magazine pouch, another pouch, 3-mag pouch. Duplessis. All right, let's pour some of my tea that's in this thing into the other cup. The other cup definitely. I put the lid on of this on my other teacup and put the lid on this thing. I'm using this thing almost like a thermos. Only one person in the chat. Oh, this is normal, actually. This is normal. My normal lives tend to, even the other format, tend to like not get anybody. And we're 34 minutes in. Nomad Ezra. So I was correct that I did get these sample blends or test blends from them. I just don't know what they are. And this one is smokable. It's very good, but it's not on the upper echelon. It's not in that 9 club, 8 club. We have it at a 7. I guess I could put it lower, but it isn't like bad. There's nothing offensive. It's not too spicy. It does have a little green to it, but maybe somebody else likes it more, right? So, but for me, it's just a little slightly above average. So maybe I got to give it a 6. I really hate to do that. I'm going to do a 6.5. I'm going to downgrade it a little bit because average got to be like, the average should be 5, right? And I don't think I've ever given a 5. Like I just don't smoke even the cheap cigars or the more inexpensive cigars I purchase tend to end up being better than some of the $10 cigars I buy. Right? They end up being above average, and that's been the case of everything I've smoked. If you go and look at my catalog or my content, the catalog content I have, you're going to see that all the cigars, all the beer, everything is like just top notch. Everything's just been really good. And that's just not because I picked it or whatever. It just has been, right? It's tough to give a poor number to a product that doesn't deserve it. And this being a test blend, right? It's not a production blend. It could have that lower number because of probably a lot of people during that testing session and the discussion agreed with me, and they're like, no, we're not going with this blend. It just isn't working. The flavors just aren't refined enough. No one's voted on the poll. Still supposedly one viewer. I wonder if that one viewer is me. That could be the case, right? It could just be me, that I am the viewer. I am the captain now. Duplessis. Yeah, I am the captain now. Is that what MVP said to this dude? I am the captain now. MVP, big upset. Dominated that fight. Well, I still like smoking a cigar, I'll tell you that much. It's always nice to have a smoke. Feels good. Little green, just not, and not harsh. It's not harsh. Oh man, that tastes good. That ginger, that the Yogi blend that I get from, I think, Mariano's and other stores is much better than their turmeric is much better than the stuff at Aldi. Even though the stuff at Aldi is like organic, it's just not very good tasting. It just doesn't have a lot of kick to it or a lot of flavor. So that tea for me is just doesn't do it. Matt's Pyro House. Dakota Miller was there. Why is everything more expensive? Daddy Trump promised he had a day one plan to drop prices. Yeah, Dakota. It was a lie. The man's a liar. I went to the store, even at Aldi, everything's more expensive. I was looking at like the grated Parmesan cheese, like for your spaghetti, I should have bought it anyways. Even at Aldi, it was $4. $4 for like your Kraft little Parmesan cheese. And yeah, it does last, and I should have got it. And I was like, $4 for Aldi stuff. And it's like, because it's not Kraft. And I didn't buy it. I should have looked at it more and seen where it was from and what it was made out of. But yeah, everything is more expensive right now. Eggs at Aldi are limit 2 dozen per person, and they're up to $3.99 a dozen. And I've heard at other places they're more. And that's a stark increase from a few months ago, like before Trump was president. So they went up 50 cents since Trump was elected. So the price of eggs went up. I didn't look at everything went up. Everything's up. Everything's up a bit. And how I know things are up a bit is because I remember certain prices on certain items. I always remember the prices on the tea, for example. I remember the prices on cheeses, right? My cheese, butter I always get on sale. Butter's up, but the price of butter's up significantly, right? All the dairy products, everything, that a lot of stuff's going to be even higher, man. and they don't care. Like we're going to end up, most Americans, common Americans, are going to be ending up this year alone, just this year. And think about Trump's presidency, at least in terms of over the year, $1,500 more in their food products alone, right? And that's a lot of money. $1,500. I spend like $100 a week on food, in that range, right? Maybe, and it lasts a little longer, but I'm in that range, right? And a lot of times, like, yeah, I'm buying condiments, I'm buying sauces and things that last me longer, but anywhere from $70 to $90 a week is what I spend on food. And I just already can tell that I'm not getting as much bang on my buck for my buck as I did. But I'm always eat smart, right? I don't mind eating leftovers. I food prep, right? So I might make more of a sizable quantity to put in the freezer, right? Like if I have extra pasta sauce, I put it in a freezer bag, throw it in the freezer bag. And I used it today, for example. Used it with some older pasta sauce that was in my brother's fridge, combined the two. I thought my sauce is a little better. It was like leftover ragu sauce, which is a little sweet. I'm not a big fan of the ragu. It's a little too sweet. And I did put some peppers in there, crushed peppers, but it wasn't super hot. Mm. But yeah, the real danger with Daddy Trump is when he comes for Medicaid, right, and Social Security, like, because that's gonna, and he won't care. He won't care if your father, your mother doesn't have that health care. Is going to be paying more out of the pocket, and he doesn't care if they cut their Social Security benefits, if they can't pay their rent. Most people, like including my mother, for example, she can't live off her Social Security, right? There isn't enough money on her Social Security to cover like her cost of living, right? Like that just is what it is. What they really want to do is all those people on Social Security and Medicaid that are in those senior housing, that are in Section 8, they want to get rid of all that. They want to get rid of Section 8 housing that a lot of seniors depend on, right? Because most seniors, their biggest cost is their rent. God forbid they live alone. God forbid. My mom doesn't realize it because she's got dementia and certain other illnesses. When people come to examine her, and we deal with a lot of social workers, they tell her, "You're so lucky to have your son." She doesn't care. But there are a lot of, I helped somebody a couple weeks ago, a gentleman who's needing to get to the hospital via public transportation. The guy had no hips, couldn't walk. He's on public transportation on a walker, moving super slow, trying to use public transportation to get from Jefferson Park to Harlem to a hospital that's really not that far. Like for the money and the time, if he had somebody to help him, they could have either driven him easily in like 5 minutes, or he could have taken an Uber, which would have been almost the same price, because an Uber from like Jefferson Park to that hospital is probably like $7. On the train, he's spending, $2.50 just to get on one way, and then if he's going the other way, he's spending $5 anyways, right? Like round trip. Well, the round trip again would be like $14 where he's at, but he'd be there in 5 minutes, and he wouldn't have to worry about his safety. He could have, just for the ease of use, I would pay the extra money if I were a senior. It's like, okay, I'm going to spend, an additional $9 just so that I could get there immediately. I get there safely, and I don't have to deal with elevators. I don't have to deal with waiting for a bus, because he had to wait for a bus, right? I waited with him to get on the bus and stuff like that. And he didn't have anybody, right? If I wasn't there, and if I just happened, and luckily I had a lot of time before work, because I was like leave an hour and a half, almost 2 hours before work. So I knew I had time to help him out. And luckily he, I snuck them on the first part of the train. I remember that when I went to the Harlem station. She was like, I asked like the lady, well, hey, can you, well, where is this bus at? I asked her some questions, blah blah blah. And she's like, well, how did he get on at the other spot? And I was like, I don't know. He was there. I just started helping him. I lied. I was like, I opened the gate because the person was waiting on somebody to help him. And they, you never, who knows where they were at, in the washroom, smoking a cigarette. I'm like, I opened the gate and let him in. I let the old man in. We went to the elevator, got him down the platform, got on the train, got off the train, onto another elevator. And that was a long elevator. Harlem Avenue on the Blue Line. That elevator is all the way. It's like in the worst spot ever. Like you have to walk like almost the whole platform, a whole block to get to that elevator. It's not good. I mean, it's not a very convenient elevator. So yeah, so we got, you know, is what it is. And just wait till in a month when all your Amazon products, when all your Temu products and AliExpress products go up, all your chargers, all that stuff, you know, the not Becklin, but what's that brand that everyone uses, the Soundcore slash, what's the other name for Anchor? All those chargers, all your spare batteries, all that shit goes up, right? Your power outlets, your chargers, your headphones, when all those go up, right? Like you're probably okay right now. Well, what about your PlayStation games? Gonna go up. Everything's gonna go up, you know. But your clothing's gonna go up, and just every little item you could think of, you know, 10% on China. That's 10% that's going to go back to us. And that's just China's thing. Who knows, like I mentioned yesterday, who knows what tariffs they're putting on shit from other countries? You know, like your coffee from Brazil, or your tobacco, or oils, or your cosmetic products. Like all this stuff is just going to go up higher in price. And you're not going to notice it completely unless you're like a penny pitcher like me that I actually read my receipt, make sure that I got everything, make sure the prices were correct. That's why I also remember prices, because I actually read the fucking receipt. And cigars. Cigars might go up. Probably will. I know booze goes up every year in Chicago. They tax the alcohol tax goes up like 5 to 7% every year. So that's a given, right? So you're still going to have that, and then who knows what the tariff tax is going to be from Honduras and Nicaragua, all the Central American states, even Sumatra, some of the in Indonesia, some of the Asian locations, because it's still there, right? Even though they have it in production and it's aging, and it's already been made somewhat, like it's there, it's available for supply. Once they place those orders for that tobacco or the cigars, and they import them, because most of them are imported, most of the cigars are overwhelmingly imported. Ezra's are probably, the tobacco is still imported. They have to pay. Ezra has to pay the duty, the tariff on those, right? Like when Ezra gets their tobacco, when they buy bundles of, they're paying the duty and the tariff tax, right? So we might see, and in fact, I want to say my sampler pack was all their stuff sells out right now. They have Throne games available. A 5-pack is like $50, same thing. Throne games. It has a Corojo Rosado leaf. I don't like the Corojos. In fact, I was going to smoke one today because I have some. And I was like, well, I'm not going to smoke a cigar I don't like just because I want to smoke. Right? I don't do that. And I don't even know what to do with those Corojos. I forgot which company I have the Corojos from. And they're famous for their Corojos. And I'm not a fan of the Corojo leaf. It's probably the only leaf that I don't like. So those are out of the question, right? All the other ones are sold out, other than that peanut butter cup. So Yeah, $29.95. I want to say I got mine cheaper. I'm going to say that they already went up. I'm almost certain that I got them less than $29.95. $6 a cigar. I think mine were 20. I think they went up like $5. I could be wrong. I could find out and write it, but I think cigars have already gone up. I'm not positive. I get asked when I go to, uh, Norwood Park Royal Cigars. I could ask the person there. I could ask Don V, like, hey, are your cigars gone up in prices? I could ask them. Let me get center frame there. Mm-hmm. The big loss is in our future. The immediate effects of what's going on right now won't be felt for a couple years. And who knows what's going to happen in 4 years at that point. But yeah, I think our kids are the ones that are to suffer the most. Worse education, worse benefits, right? Like the country is just going away from benefits, from social sustenance, right? They're going to get rid of food stamps. They're going to get rid of unemployment. So you would never get unemployment, right? They're going to get rid of discrimination. You won't be able to like file a discrimination or wrongful termination suit. They're going to get rid of unions, right? All this is going to happen. And over time, it's going to mean more money and more problems for you, right? You're going to have less recourse, less help, less assistance, right? And the only people who are going to benefit are these short-term corporations that are drilling, digging and doing shit on the sly. We don't have to worry. Hey, just dump that shit in the water. Don't worry, there's no EPA anymore, right? Oh, the drug agencies. Oh, that's okay. It's all right if a few, 200 or 20 people out of 100 die using our product. That's okay. We could afford it. They can't sue us anyways. Like shit like that, man. It's gonna be. It's not the Wild West, but our administration is setting us back 50 years in terms of policy and in terms of government shit. Right? What made America great, besides the money, is that we had all these benefits that we have. You just can't. Right now I can't go and build this, like tear down this garage and build a 2-story home on it. There's regulations about that. There's codes, right? Maybe I'm going to say fuck the codes. I don't care about that law, and that's what our administration's doing, is not caring about what the law is. It's like whatever benefits them or whatever they want to do. And it's also being done by executive decree, which doesn't seem right. That's almost like a king. It's like executive decree. By executive decree, you're like, well, you can't govern by executive decree. Like that isn't law, right? Like you're not putting anything in the law. It has to go through the process of Congress, right? Congress, the Senate, and then the president's got to sign it. So all these executive decrees are just fucking, that people follow them. And some of the stuff that fucking Musk is doing is just absurd, right? Like who in the hell, like if Musk came in with his people and they're like, oh, you got to leave. I'm like, no, I'm not leaving. You're not my boss, right? No, I'm not giving you any passwords. I'm locking this computer out, shutting down the computer, and you want me out? I'm not leaving. I'm getting paid throughout the day until I get a note that I'm, fired from certain people. I'm going to, that's the case. I'm not going to just abscond or not abscond, but like just submit to. It's almost like being at a job and like your boss, like not even your boss comes in, somebody like stranger or some famous person walks in, like Elon walks into your job and says, all right, you guys are fired. I need you to give me your passwords and give me your equipment. I'm like, no, you don't work here. Who are you? Even if you work for the government, even if a congressman came in, it wouldn't matter. Or a senator, even if the president came in, she's like, what you got to do? You don't have to listen to him. That's the problem with ICE, is that they do have they do have jurisdiction, like they, around certain people in certain conditions, right? Like It's going to start happening. People are going to start to resist ICE for sure. Especially non-citizens, but citizens are going to start resisting them too. It's already happening, but they're just tough to, they're so powerful. When a group of 10 people come with fucking ARs, fucking plate carriers, and they're already surrounding your house, there's not a lot you could do, right? And you start firing at them, you're going to end up dead, right? But it's going to take people, unfortunately, it's going to take people, that when Trump talks about pain, it's going to take people dying before there's change. And it's not just going to be pain, it's going to be blood. Like, then people are going to start, a lot of people are suffering. I watched some lady, she was in this country. I don't know whether she was legal or not. They got her. She was on her way to work, been in the country for fucking 30 years. And they got her as a traffic stop. She's not a criminal. She's a criminal by maybe that she is illegal, but I don't know. Do they even know? Right? Like, if they're just randomly stopping people, like if they randomly stop me, I'm like, I don't have to show you no fucking ID. You don't have to show ID to a police officer. I'm not breaking the law. You don't even have to show your ID to a police officer if you haven't done anything wrong. You haven't broken the law. Right? So it's gonna be heated, because right now they're just grabbing the easy fruit. Right? They're grabbing the easy fruit, and soon it's gonna be okay. You're gonna, it's just tough. It's just tough. Yeah, I could see on my hands. I almost got frostbite in here yesterday. I almost got frostbite here in the garage. My hands were really, really numb, and it took a while for them to get their feeling back. It took some time for that to happen. Mm. That greenery is not as bad right now. I don't mind that green. It doesn't have like a sweet finish, and maybe if it had a smoother finish of green, and it is getting a little smoother, it'd be a better tasting cigar. So it is getting better. I think the heat, the oils, of course, as a cigar continues, there's a beginning, a middle, end, and it all changes. The cigar changes as you smoke it, right? It's going to be a lot different than the start and then the finish. And in the center, it's going to be all different. And if it burns consistently, great. But a lot of times, most cigars burn and have different flavors or characteristics and give different notes at different stages of your smoke, right? Your first third, your second third, and then your final third, and then your nub. So four parts of it. 4 parts to the cigar. Four parts to the story. 4 chapters. Not as well rolled as a cigar yesterday. And I'm starting to feel that pastoral, that green, man. I'm starting to like it. And it's got a little oil. It's just the green is covering it up. Right? Like it's not bad. And again, all these samples from Nomad Ezra, they're like, it could be a 12-year-old. This thing could be a 12-year-old wrapper for all I know. 10-year-old. It's all vintage. It's all like quality tobacco. Right? So, but it's a blend. It's a test blend. So you could take all quality stuff, and if you blend it poorly or there's something that doesn't match, not necessarily poorly, but it just doesn't remain, have a lot of continuity or consistent, or just the blend just doesn't work. You know, that's why they have Pepsi and they have Coca-Cola. It's a different blend, completely different taste. Man, I hate this blue glove, but it's better than just my hand. So it is providing some warmth, but really not a lot. And my other winter gloves are just too big. I couldn't even hold the cigar. So it's a little disappointing losing those gloves that I lost, because I've had them for a couple seasons. I've been pretty good. Normally I'd lose 2 or 3 sets of gloves in one season, but yeah, we're at that stage again. Like when nobody participates, a lot harder to talk, and I'm just rambling. But that's okay. I'm smoking the cigar. I wanted to smoke a cigar, so that's what we're doing. That's the other thing. I put this in my pocket because yesterday the cold prevented from this lighter from lighting, and this is a mediocre lighter, but I'm happy with it now. At first it was bad. Now I'm happy with it. I don't mind the size because you don't forget it. Oh, see, it's too cold and it already isn't lighting up, and it's full. I don't know. Yeah, that's halfway 3/4 of fuel. So I don't know what it is to get it to work properly, but it doesn't work in the cold. I discovered that yesterday. Ooh, I could feel it when I put it in my pocket. That thing's, because it's made out of metal. Yeah, no one's in here. All good, people. The algorithm's not doing any favors to me today. That's all right. That's okay, people. What am I going to have for a little snack today? I got cookies. The cookies were more expensive too at Aldi. They were a little more expensive. Yeah. Everything. I saw like a YouTube short briefly, and I mentioned this before, explaining this is before the tariffs on why China was winning in terms of manufacturing and production. This guy was making just a bolt, not even a bolt, like this spacer or something, just a piece of metal at a particular size. And for the price that an American would just pay for the metal itself, just the metal before it's finished or touched or cleaned or anything, the Chinese were able to manufacture the part, right? So that's beyond, they finished the product before we even just bought it, before it went to a machine, before it was cleaned, right? Before it was packaged. The Chinese were able to win a multi-million-dollar contract from this manufacturer, right? Or take it from another manufacturer, from somebody that needed it. And they were able to win out because they were able to make it for 1/3 of the price, right? So like, that's even without the tariffs. Like, tariffs aren't going to change that. Like, even at 1/3 of the price, that even with the tariff, you're still going to go with the competitor. You're still going to go and purchase it from China, right? You might have to charge your customer a little bit more, but it's still a win-win for the Chinese. That's why these tariffs are not going to have an impact on our economy that is positive, because we're going to be paying more in taxes, which we do. I pay more in taxes than all those rich people do. I still owe back taxes. I'm still in debt, thousands of dollars. Like, if they're not going to fix our potholes, if they're not going to provide educational care, if they're not going to provide health care, why am I paying taxes? If you're not fixing the bridges, you're not fixing the roads, you're not helping older people, you're not helping sick people, you're not like getting new medications, you're not doing new research in cancer, why am I paying taxes? Why am I giving you guys tax money to pay your salary there in Congress, to pay the presidential salary? Why am I paying taxes? Let's eliminate taxes then, right? Let's see what happens then. No income tax. right? No federal, no state income tax. What are you going to do then? Right? Like if they're not, because that's essentially what the government's doing. They're cutting their services, their product, and still charging us more money up from our taxes to give less services. Like that's what's happening. Right? Like they're not saving us money. They're saving them. I don't know who they're saving money. Where does that residual income go to? Where does that money go to? Right? It's not going back to the Treasury Department. It's not going back into against our GDP. It's just floating, and somebody else is just going to grab it. That's the whole thing with like education and school choice. That money that once went to the Department of Education and they divvied it up to the states and divvied it up to schools is now just going to go to those people that make a school. That's not a bad business idea for someone to make a school. Just like making making those residential cares and people that are on Social Security as well as Medicaid. That like Medicaid pays for my mom's, like she goes to these programs 3 times a week. That's paid for by Medicaid, right? And she's not the only one. All the seniors at the senior center are getting those services, whether there's a lunch and there's social workers, are all paid via Medicare. So if they start cutting that and they cut those programs, that means your mom, my mom, aren't going to be getting the care and getting that attention and that service. And that service is going to be cut, right? People don't get this yet. And that's where it's really the pain. Oh, when you say pain, that's real pain. That's like pain we don't want. You don't want your suffering parent, your sick daughter, your child who is in gets some food and it helps you that he gets lunches in his grammar school. That now that school isn't going to be able to provide those lunches, right? The public schools aren't going to be able to provide some of the things that they normally would provide, right? They're going to cut their classes. They're going to cut their resources. A lot of sports teams might be gone. So they're going to take fucking music out of fucking and art classes. Oh, you don't need art classes. They want kids to work already. They want like young teenagers to get into the workplace and manufacturing, coding. They'll be happy with that. Fire like somebody that's been coding for 20, 30 years that makes, 6 figures. Oh no, we're going to hire this teenager here who may not be as good at it as you, but we're going to pay him 40 to do the same work. And he's going to be happy because he's 17, 18, 16 years old. Right? That's what the future is. The future, they're not making it right now for them. They're okay. But unless you're rich, it doesn't seem like you're going to be getting old, which has always been the case. Like they're not going to be there helping older people, sick people, hungry, homeless people. Forget homeless people are fucked. All those programs are going to be gone. Recovering people with drug problems, substance abuse, fucked. Chronic illnesses, you got chronic illnesses, fucked. Hospitals going to get less money. Everyone's it's pain that's going to be like real. It's not just a metaphor. It's not just like, oh, it's going to be tough. It's like, no, you're cutting people's services that they depend on for their health, that have a direct real life in the real world implementation and consequence. And because they're rich, they don't care. Like Trump's and those politicians, they don't care. Elon Musk, he doesn't care. I don't even know why Elon Musk has I know why he has an interest in it, because he donated $100 million to Trump's campaign, and his company, like all his investments went up $5 billion after the election. For his $100 million investment, right? For $100 million investment, he made $5 billion in a matter of weeks. So what is Elon doing? Making more money, and literally almost can print his own money, taking over the treasury. Like, okay, we're going to print money, and like literally printing money for himself. Now there's more money for me to try to go to Mars, or for my SpaceX program, or subsidize my transportation to my tunnel. All these ideas that hadn't worked, that are half-baked. There's no need to go to Mars. Even if we have the technology that is possible to go there, we already have that technology, and it should just be already, that technology should already be given to people, right, or out there where we could use it and use that technology in real Earth applications, like financially and engineering wise. There's no need to go to Mars right now. Our probes, our beautiful probes and our telescopes can do everything we need to do, right? And our rovers that can do everything we need to do. Like, we could develop a craft to go pick up, and robots to go pick up those rovers on Mars. We don't need to send somebody there, and we get more information than if we had someone there. Spending a lot of money for nothing, just for show. Trump's a showman. He wants to put himself, he wants a Nobel Prize. He wants to be thought of as like better than Theodore. He wants to be considered by popularity and whatever the greatest president ever. And he thinks he's the greatest president ever. And because he's doing stuff that hurts the country, but I'm doing stuff. I'm busy. I'm fucking up the world. I'm fucking up America, but I'm busy. I'm doing stuff. And none of it's there to help anybody. Mm. Yeah, back to 7. It's a solid 7. Solid 7. If I could go, it's just tough doing these cold lives, and I'm going to run out. I have 2 more of the test cigars left, or 3. One was a real nice Figurado, a real nice torpedo shape, and a Maduro, and the other looks like a Maduro as well. And even though they're tests, I just didn't want to smoke those in the cold, right? I wanted to give those a chance to, I don't like doing these cigar things and reviews. That's why I'm doing these test blends on these lives rather than, I guess I could do the other ones. I could do some other cigars, but rather than some of the other premium cigars I have, I just want to do that in a different context, right? Where I'm a little warmer, or there's less wind and I'm more relaxed. Because honestly, being out here in this cold isn't as relaxing as I would like it to be. I'm paying attention to my hands. My legs getting a little chilly. The draw on this cigar is flawless. Great draw, and I love that the V cut on the cigar makes that flavor hit the tongue properly. Yeah, the V cut, anything that's like the 50 gauge is tough for the V cut. They make a bigger V cut, but they're on some of the bigger cigars. The straight cut's fine. I'm going to be experimenting with some other cuts, but yeah, straight cut's fine. But the V cut, this one again is better. This particular V cut, even though it looks big, is better for the smaller cigars. I need a bigger one for the wider ring gauge, wider ring gauges. But it is nice to smoke. And again, I have to be outdoors. Sort of blows, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's chilly, man. We're in the freezing temperatures again. Things you got to do to smoke. Can't smoke indoors. You got to find a place. Cigar, smoke your cigar. If I remember, at the lounge, you can't smoke at this hour, right? Like, your lounges may not be open. Back in the day, you could smoke at a bar. People used to smoke cigarettes and smoke cigars at a bar. I really wish Nomad would like put something on the cigar that says what it is, but part of the fun is it's part of fun. Just tasting it, you don't know what it is. You're going really blind because they're not telling you what it is, right? And so you have to figure it out yourself. And I don't mind that because I know that Ezra makes some premium cigars, and these blends are sometimes you're like he said, like they said, you're lucky enough that it is a production cigar, so it is something that they're going to be selling in that $10 a cigar range, right? And you're paying $5 for it, right? So not a bad deal, not a bad deal. Great draw. And there's that green getting even greener, which I don't mind. Usually it's very sharp, almost grassy, but I don't mind it for some reason. I normally would, but right now, for some reason, it's hitting. It's kicking well. It's a complementary flavor. I mean, if you like that style of cigar, it's not a super smooth, buttery Connecticut, right? It has more of even though it's vintage, it has more of a little sort of unfinished or unrefined finish to it. Get some more of this tea here. Close this thing up. See how friggin' it's not technically a thermos, right? Like an old thermos, but this thing will work. So highly suggest rather than booze, like if you're out here, tea is a good thing. Tea or even coffee, but tea. Like at this hour, you're not going to be. I can't drink coffee at this hour. I'm going to be up anyway. It's just because I've been not drinking, and I used to drink myself to sleep. So I don't have that chemical imbalance anymore, where I was drinking myself to sleep, and I would, use alcohol as a sedative. Yeah, it's getting cold fast. Even in this thermos, just because it's out here, and even though it's double lined, it's still not retaining the heat that well. And that's to be expected. I mean, it's cold out here. Like we're in the probably even here in the garage. I'm gonna bring a thermometer out here next time. I'm pretty sure we're in that 20-degree range, 25-degree, even in here. Outside's even colder. Pretty sure. Yeah, I have a thermometer, which I'm going to bring out next time. So we will see how cold it is, really. We'll measure it out for you, how cold it really is. But there's nobody here, so we're going to drop. We're going to be finishing this cigar soon, right? Once it's close to a bud. I don't know if I'll smoke it to a complete nub. Maybe I'm in the mood for it. Maybe somebody joins us and we'll talk a little bit more. And we'll do the smoke it till it's dead, till it's gone, in terms of the nub. But we're going to see. I see people selling stuff on the live too. I don't have much more to sell. There's stuff here in the garage that we could sell. There's a lot of little knickknacks here, but it's like for a garage sale coming in spring, $5 or $2, nothing. I don't have a lot of garbage. I purged a lot of my stuff, right? Like I don't have, the expendable or stuff I have that I could sell, like watches and watch gear. I'm not going to sell that because I'm not going to get any return on it. I don't have a ton of clothes, and a lot of it that I have a lot of stuff that I purchased secondhand already. No point in selling that or getting rid of it. It's just, if I really needed to get rid of it, I could. But I don't have a lot of just like knickknacks and random shit, except for tools. And tools, I'm not going to sell. I'm going to keep that stuff, right? I'm going to keep it. So, yeah, nobody else has joined. The algorithm is not sending people my way. YouTube, all hail! I did hail YouTube yesterday. Yo, YouTube gods, please send me more people to talk to participate in my chat, my live discussions. YouTube, please be kind. I'm not swearing. There's no weapons. I'm not drinking. We are smoking. It is not intended for kids, even though there was a kid in here yesterday. I don't know how that was possible. I assume they create an account and then they just lie on their name, on their age, right? They can just put in whatever age they want. And then they get an account that's like an adult's account. But as long as I put like on my thing, not intended for kids, I'm happy with it. But so YouTube, please send me people. Yes, I'm not a woman. Yes, I might discuss some politics stuff. Yes, we discuss MMA. Yes, we're going to discuss the cigars. But for the most part, everything is pretty open. Not bad. Decent finish on the cigar. We're at the hour and 22 mark. That's not bad. These cigars, I could if it were indoors, a lot of these cigars will last me almost 2 hours. Maybe not. I'm very active on the cigar. I definitely draw on the cigar a lot more than other people might. Man, my hand's getting cold. Let me switch hands here. Yeah, it's a little chillier today. Yeah, I can't believe I did this without gloves yesterday. That was foolish. I could feel even with the glove, my hand, especially my right hand with the cheaper glove, the work glove, the thing is useless. Useless. Yeah, so I don't really have, I saw someone selling stuff here on these lives before. Can't do that because I don't have nothing to sell. And I wouldn't know how to get payment. How do you receive payment? Like, I guess someone contacts you, but how do you hold them to purchasing what they say they're going to purchase? That's a whole different matter. I have to learn about all that stuff, right? I guess you could have your Zelle or your payment like options there, and then once they send it to you, you can confirm it. I wonder if that's what those people do, is that they confirm it that someone actually did send a Zelle or MoneyGram or whatever the Cash App, right? And that they purchased it. Get the last of this tea. And that'll be the last of our presentation for today, of our live discussion. Smells good, that ginger and turmeric. Ginger, turmeric, and a little honey. Throw a little honey in there. Honey's up. Price of honey went up big time because honey, as well as maple syrup, guess what? Comes from Canada. So Canada, that the prices on that product is going to go up right away, whether there's a tariff now or not. They're going to charge you more money because they want to make that money now, right? Another product that has gone up, honey and Canadian maple syrup. You like that? That's what you should be buying anyway. You shouldn't be buying that shit that's going to give you diabetes, that fucking Aunt Jemima shit, or what was the other one? Oh shit, let me put this lid on here. You know, I put maple syrup on my pancakes. I don't put that processed Aunt Jemima or those whatever Betty Crocker or whatever else that syrup is. I don't buy that shit. I don't buy it. Because the other good thing is like you can put maple syrup in your you could use it for cooking, you could use it for baking maple syrup, and you could use it in your drinks. Like your coffee, you want to put maple syrup in your coffee, you could do it. You could put maple sugar in your tea, right? It's good stuff, and you can use it for cooking, for baking, right? And or even for cooking. Use the maple syrup on your chicken as a sweetener, right? If you want to sweeten something up, you use a little maple sugar. Like it's has a lot of uses, more so than the cheap fucking horrible syrup that you would purchase at Walmart or whatever. No one's still there, but yeah, everything everything's up. Hey man, everything gets cold, even in these thermos. Like this is supposed to keep things hot, but if you're outdoors constantly, it's meant to keep things warm when you're indoors. That's what these things do. Outdoors, they do not work as effectively. Like this, it just isn't just isn't functioning well. Just isn't retaining the heat well. It'd retain the cold if I fucking put some ice drinks in there. Shit, these things would be almost frozen by now out here. Yeah, not a bad construction on the cigar. Held together well. It's not super good, but it's not bad at all. So they were saying some of them might come undone or might burn unevenly. No, that's good. I haven't had that yet with any of the samples so far. I have three more, I believe. Hoping I have three more. I think three more. If it's two, maybe that's why I had a cheaper purchase. Maybe because I bought them in a package of four. I don't think so, and I don't recall. But Ezra Nomad cigars. I'm as far as these boutique cigar companies that are online, as well as Privada and them make some good stuff, man. Oh, I don't know other companies or other of these online or boutique or small batch cigar makers of vintage cigars, how well they are. I haven't tried a lot of them. I've just tried Nomad, Ezra, and Privada, and each of them are solid. Like especially like Privada and these Nomads. But Privada, man, their packaging, you get your product fast. Actually, the last product I got from Ezra, I got really fast too. They sent that shit out. So mm, green, green, green. That pastoral green, little young. So this to be aged well, it's just not as smooth as I would like it to be, especially if this was a Connecticut shade wrapper. It just doesn't hit. It's just not as smooth. It's not as milky, not as caramely, not as vanilla. It doesn't have like those more of those accents of candy or marshmallow or a nice nut, not nice hazelnut, peanut, right? It just doesn't have that. It doesn't have that very smooth, creamy characteristic to it. That greenness just overpowers the finish. It does start off nice and soft, but the finish is just too green. Mm. Yeah, we reached the hour and a half mark, right? I wish I were more comedic. I guess I could have talked a little bit more. I did that yesterday, talking about some of the fighters and controversies that are happening in the fight game. Connor going crazy, spitting on people. No one picked it up. Nobody talked about it with me. But yeah, we're almost done here, people. If you made it this far, you are about better. I appreciate y'all coming in. No one's in the stream. This cigar is pretty much done. I got to take a piss too. The draw on this cigar is fabulous. I was able to smoke it very easily, getting really good, strong amounts of smoke on the palate. So it was well rolled, good draw. Just not the blend, just isn't there. All right, just doesn't. Even though it kicks a little bit, has that nice pastoral or that green quality. A lot of people don't like that, and I don't mind it. I just wish it was smoother. If it were a Connecticut shaded, it were more typical of a standard Connecticut, right? I don't know what binder and what fillers they have with this thing, and I don't even know if it's Connecticut. I'm assuming it's Connecticut, being as light as it is. But that's not to say, it's very light in terms of a wrapper. Like it's a darker wrapper, but light, like Connecticut. It's not deep brown. It's almost a yellowish. It's hard to tell on the camera. Let me take a pee-pee. I'll come back and smoke the last bit of this sucker. And then we're done. Oh yeah, my hands are getting cold. Yeah, that was a good piss, people. That was a good pee-pee. That was a solid pee-pee, people. Oh. Yeah, nobody else came. It has me entirely with one person. Down to the nub. That's good. We always get our money's worth. We always smoke it to the end, right? Oh, I guess there is a little drippage there. But yeah, I appreciate anybody that came in. If you listen to this at a different time or reviewing a cigar, didn't talk much MMA, but we still got time. It's Tuesday. All these guys want picks. Too many picks. Pick a couple things. Whaley at that dog money. I'll take that shit all day at dog money. Whaley. I don't think that Suarez. I'm surprised he's flipped into the favorite. I wonder if something's up with Whaley. She doesn't have to travel, even though she trains in the U.S., so she does have to come far, but so does Suarez. So we'll see. Hopefully they're already there in Australia. I didn't watch the embedded. I'm going to do that after this. Maybe there's something. I don't know what people are saying with Suarez. Like her wrestling is good, but I don't know, man. Whaley is just on a different level. And she could wrestle too. Her wrestling has improved drastically, like exponentially improvement on her wrestling skills. And she's already got that striking. The height and reach advantage is going to be tough for her, and she's also tough. She could also take a punch. I think she's going to piece up Suarez. She's going to keep it on the feet, and she's going to be able to dart in and out. She might even take her down and be able to ground and pound because Suarez is not great off her back, right? And Whaley fights heavy, like on the ground. She can keep Suarez down. I know it's going to be tough for her because Suarez is a much bigger girl, but that's my pick. And then we have Jack Jenkins. Is it Jack Jenkins from Joey? That's his pick. Yeah, Jack Jenkins, hometown guy at Dog Money. And he's also what else did he say that besides Jack Jenkins, he liked somebody else that was at Dog Money. Oh yeah, Jimmy Crute. And Crute's at home too, isn't he? Isn't Crute from Australia? Crute de Brute. So two guys at home. Let's see what happens. All right, before my hand gets too much colder, at the nub, more wood. I mean, more leather, I should say. Not as much of that greenery, but not a lot of flavor, right? Not a lot of oil. And that's a little disappointing because at the nub, it should be intense. It should have a lot more intensity. There should be a lot more oil, and you should have like a good um, flavors in there. And this doesn't have it. And that's why this is a 7. Which is an average to low score for me, for us, for me, because I'm smoking premium to ultra premium cigars. Not ultra premium. I do have some of those. I do have my own vintage cigars, but this just isn't it, right? So it's tough to say, and you're not going to be able to buy it, which is great. Like I've not. There's no recommendation to give because again, this is a sample cigar, a sample blend that didn't go to market, but it is from Nomad Ezra. Check out Nomad Ezra. Do a lookup on their cigars, and they have these again small batch boutique cigars. Right now they have the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, which sounds fucking fantastic. A 12-year-old Maduro San Andreas wrapper. I'm fucking itching. I'm itching to buy those. But that's it for today. Yeah, the finish on the nub on this cigar, not great. Has a little bitterness to it, some oil, but not as smooth and just not refined in its flavors like it was from the start. Nothing is very distinctive and just overall, very tasty. It's not very super yummy. It's good, but it's not yummy. So with that, people, thank you for coming in. I appreciate anybody that did join the chat, which was very few to none. Thanks for coming in. If you made it this far, you are about better. Have a good night. Do what you need to do for your family. Save your money. Stop spending on fucking useless shit. Right now, it's not the time to buy excessive or luxury items or things that you don't need. Focus on your family. Focus on yourself, your education, your hard work, your health. And bless everybody, and everyone's good. And we are out. So we are gone. If you made it this far, you are about better.